afternoon. I am gonna start by saying it's been a morning, obviously. I have a 4-month-old and he would normally be napping at this time, but he's a little off schedule this week for some reason and wants to be attached to me a lot more right now. So he is on his activity mat right now, but at any given moment, I will probably have to go get him. But I've got his swing set up right here so that we can get through this live. For those of you guys that have children or have little ones at home, you totally get it, right? Unpredictable napping. Sometimes they're up during the night. You think you're gonna get something done when they're sleeping and they have completely other plans. However, we are going to crush these 2 recipes together, and I picked them in a way that I can get my energy bites setting in the fridge. Then we're gonna make our chocolate bars with our dates, and then we can bring out the energy bites and I'll show you how I kind of roll them and store them. So we've got 2 amazing recipes. Neither of them are school friendly if your school has a peanut ban, because in the first one I'm using peanut butter and in the second one I've got cashews. So yeah, sorry about that, but there are alternatives that you can do. So we're gonna start with our no-bake energy bites. So I'm gonna do a double batch. I'm gonna move this because I don't need my snack bar maker for this right away. So anything that is on the recipe that I posted last night, I'm doubling because we love these so much. My husband likes to take some to work. I like to take them and eat them as a snack. My daughter will eat them because there's chocolate chips in them. So we always make a double batch and then store them in the freezer. So it's gonna call for 2 cups of rolled oats, just like that. It calls for a 1/2 cup of peanut butter. So this is the peanut butter that we made on day 1. So look at that awesome texture. It's been being used in our family, obviously. And I had decided after the live video to actually store it in the silicone 2-cup prep bowl, because the glass one was a little, like, it was tight to the top to close the lid on it. And this one here just allows it to easily be transferred into other things. So if you're doing a single batch, you need a 1/2 cup of peanut butter, but because I'm doing a double, I need a full cup, and I am using my Measure All cup to do that, and my mix and scraper. So I'm just gonna scoop a cup, and you know what's awesome about the homemade peanut butter? It keeps like that creamy texture, so it makes it super easy to transfer without making like a big mess. So it doesn't get oily because all that was in it was nuts, peanuts, and salt, right? I didn't even add any oil because we made it in our cooking blender. All right. So we need a little bit more to make that 1 cup. There we are. I'm gonna put that aside, and I'm gonna pop that right in to my recipe. How easy was that? Just take the scraper, get the extras, and I'm actually gonna use this exact cup for my honey as well. So 1/2 cup of peanut butter, but really I did a cup because I'm doing a double batch. 1/3 of a cup of honey, so we're gonna do 2/3 of a cup. 2/3 is right there. And again, like I just said, I'm gonna use the exact same Measure All cup because why would I do more dishes than needed? So 2/3, here we go. And I've started this recipe before and not had honey or not had enough honey, and I've used maple syrup before. It's not as thick, so it doesn't hold it together as well as honey does. If you use like the agave nectar too, same thing. It's not as thick, but it works. So that is our sticky recipe ingredients. Then we need a 1/2 cup of ground flaxseed. So again, we need a full cup. So I always just buy like the Bob's Red Mill at Sobeys. You can find it in the organic section. And you just want to make sure that it is the whole ground flaxseed, not the whole seeds, because then you'd have to ground it yourself and that's just more work. So we're gonna do a cup of that. And I'm using my big measuring cup just because I knew I needed 2 cups of rolled oats. So here's a cup. And then we've got a tablespoon of chia seeds. So I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons. And I just have black chia seeds, again, right from Zoe's. Nothing fancy. I don't even know if I have 2 tablespoons worth of maybe. Let's see. There's 1. And 2. Alright. Move some of these ingredients out of the way. And then, lastly, all we need is our vanilla and our chocolate chips. So for our vanilla, it says 1 teaspoon, but I'm actually using Pampered Chef's seasonal vanilla. So it was available from, I think it was October 15th to December 31st. They only sell it during the holiday seasons for baking. So I actually purchased a second one of these to have so that I don't run out before next October. It is double strength Madagascar bourbon pure vanilla. So when it says it says a teaspoon for a single batch, I would only use a half a teaspoon of this stuff. So I'm gonna use a full teaspoon since we're doing a double batch. So you're always gonna kind of use like half of what the ingredient says when you're using the double strength Madagascar vanilla. Oh, there's Edward. And then we need half a cup of chocolate chips. I never measure these. So we have the 50% cocoa dark chocolate mini chips, and it's a free-for-all. I just pour it in. So technically I should need a cup of it because I'm doing a double. Of course. Can't get it open when I want it to. What is going on with this bag? I'm like scared it's gonna fly everywhere. There we go. All right, so there we are. Then all I'm gonna do, so you can see all my ingredients are in here now, I am just mixing it all together. And you wanna mix it well because you're gonna be rolling these into balls, or you can make it onto like a square and then cut it later. But we prefer the balls because it's easy storage and it's like bite-sized snacks, right, afterwards. And what I do sometimes, if I notice that my mixture is a little bit drier than I want it to, I'll either add a little bit of peanut butter or a little bit of honey. Just because you want them to stick together. You don't want your mixture to stay dry. I'm getting a workout, which I've already done this morning, so I don't need a second one. All right, so let's make sure that that's all mixed in there. I'm gonna have to grab him after I throw this into the fridge. All right, so then all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like. There we are. So you can see here, it's all mixed in there. I'm gonna throw it into the fridge, normally for about a half an hour before I roll them. So just 1 second, because we're gonna start our second recipe. I don't know if you guys have any questions there about the first one, but you can always comment on the video and I can answer after the fact. But that's how quick it takes to mix the energy bites. So I just checked my watch, it was 10 minutes, and that was with me talking as well, right? So just 1 second. Ah! So this is Edward. He's 4 months old. He's got the hiccups right now. And he was kind of losing patience over there. So I'm just gonna put him into a swing while we make the second recipe. There we are. Like that?
Big smile. Yeah, big smiles.
All right, so now we are going to make what we call chocolate bars. They are made with dates, cocoa powder, and cashews. Shay, do you want in? Come on. So I'm actually going to use, sorry, my dog is like playing games with me right now. She's at the door wanting to come in, then I go let her in, she's running away. I'm actually gonna use the blender. So Camera Chef doesn't have a food processor, or that's what I would use, and I don't have a food processor. Maybe that'll be their next item in the next catalog, who knows? Wouldn't that be great? All right, I gotta get to a plug-in. Let's see if I can get the dog in. So this recipe is so easy. It literally is like 4 ingredients. Come on. All right. So we buy the pitted dates, and what I like to do is I soak them in water before I'm ready to use them, so it softens them up. So I'm just going to drain these. So there's 14 dates in here, and I'm just doing a single batch today. So let's move some stuff around. Let's see if this. There we go. Sorry about that. Shade. Oh my goodness. All right. So we have 14 dates. We are using 1 cup of nuts. So we are using cashews. So I'm going to grind those up to begin with. What are you saying, Edward? So on the blender, I'm going to choose the grind setting. Right there, and I'm just gonna let it grind until my nuts are small enough, so just 1 sec. So that was like 10 seconds on grind. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm adding in those 14 dates, and there is a little bit of leftover water, and that's fine, because I'm gonna add some water into my recipe because I want it to hold all together. So if you had the manual food processor, sorry, that was 1 cup of cocoa. If you have the manual food processor, you can use that for this recipe as well. And then let me just double check, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Where am I? Oh, a teaspoon of vanilla. So again, I'm using my double strength, so I'm gonna use a 1/2 teaspoon this time. And if you wanted to add any flavoring in there, like almond flavoring or peppermint or orange, you can do that. And all it does is it flavors your bar, which is super good. What are you laughing at? You laughing at mommy? Yep. So that is all of my ingredients. And like I said, I just have my 1/4 cup measuring cup here, and I'm gonna put some water in it. Because as it's blending, I'm gonna add a little bit of water to the top so that it does make one large ball when it's done. And then I'm gonna show you how we make them into bars. So let's just blend this. I need an island that has plugins in it in my house. So I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna add my water and start it again. And then I'm going So because we're working with dates, sometimes they will curl up the top, and this is all I do is I just temper it down. And I may have to add a little bit more water. We will see. Put a little bit more water and we'll be done. Just a sec, buddy. You can see it's starting to really take its shape of what we want it to look like. Let's see if we can do this. Oh. So again, I would love to have a food processor, but this is gonna work. All right. Get the extra off there. And the best part of using the blender is when I'm done after, it's gonna clean itself. All right, so. Might have added a little too much water this time. No, it should be okay. So this recipe, what I do is I use our snack bar maker and our scoop. So let's move the blender out of the way. So this is our snack bar maker. So it is a silicone snack bar maker. It holds 12 snack bars in it. And I'm gonna post a recipe book right after this video of 12 or a bunch of different recipes that you can use in this snack bar. It comes with a cover. It is oven safe and freezer safe and fridge safe. The cover obviously would not go into the oven, but if you're going to do a baked granola bar, this is what you would use in the oven. So I'm just gonna take this scoop and kind of get the extras off here. There we are. Shade. All right, so I'm just gonna scoop right from my blender into the wells. And I'm not gonna make you guys watch me do all 12 of these, but I'm just gonna start a couple so you can see the texture. And I'm just using the medium scoop. I could probably use the large if I wanted. And then when you get the snack bar maker set, it comes with the matching nylon mini spatula in teal. And all you do is you're just going to push down and push the product, the ingredients, into the wells so that it makes a bar. Just like this. And this mini spatula fits perfectly in each well. So they really thought that one through when they made the sizes of the wells. Are you excited for these, Edward? So you push them in. So another use that I use for my snack bar maker, here you go. For my snack bar maker is we fill the wells here with plain Greek yogurt, and we freeze our Greek yogurt so that we have them available for our smoothies. So I only had a couple left here. I actually have to make another batch. So what we do is we do plain Greek yogurt, and then we freeze it, and then we pop them out, and we store them in our Tupperware freezer safe container, and then it's in there for when we want to make a smoothie. We just grab one, throw it in the smoothie cup, which is awesome. All right, so I am just kind of cleaning up the sides here. And what you would do, I'll finish this after so that I don't keep you guys on here forever, is you would pop the cover on just like this and then store it in the freezer. It's super thin, so it lays nice and flat. Tastes delicious. And then you just pop them out when you want them. Or once they're frozen, you can pop them out and store them in like a freezer bag or whatever and do it that way. So then the second step is we would take our Energy Bite mixture back out. I was gonna use my medium scoop, but I guess I'll use my large and just not fill it up all the way. So it hasn't quite been a half an hour, and that's how long I normally let this sit, but I'm just gonna show you what I would do. So I take my scoop, I scoop it into my hand, and I just squeeze it or roll it. And normally the first one kind of tells you if you have to add a little bit more honey or peanut butter to the mixture. So we like a good size Energy Bite, just like that. And then I throw it into a freezer safe container and we leave them in the freezer and we just eat them right out of there. So this will make like 35 to 40 Energy Bites normally. And we normally make like a batch a week. Yeah. So when Amy asks for peanut butter and chocolate for breakfast, this is what she gets. So those are two of my snack recipes that we use on the regular. Like I said, we also freeze Greek yogurt like I showed you in our snack bar maker. We have done the baked granola bars as well, frozen yogurt bars, chocolate bars. If you melt chocolate down, you can put them in the wells. Those are all options that you can do with these. Hopefully this will help you prep in your kitchen a little bit easier and healthier instead of going and grabbing a chocolate bar or anything like that. These can cut those cravings down. So if there is anything I can help you with, this is our last day of our live cooking shows. We are going to have some more posts today and Thursday. We're going to close things up on Friday. So if you need a hand with anything, please let me know. I'm here to help you. Send me or your host a message. Have a great day.